Hey, my 2nd through 5th grade leaders, welcome. This week we are talking about gratitude still, as we are talking about being thankful for what God has given us, being thankful for all the amazing things that God has done, and being shouting out to people around us that have helped us. Could be our family, could be our friends, could be our coaches, anything like that, right? Just giving them a shout out, giving them thanks and praise for what they do. So this first activity, what we're doing is it's just your opening activity, and it's a really fun one, actually. So they'll have some balloons, and so blow up a couple of those balloons, or have the kids do that, obviously, have them tie it and all that stuff too. And then they're going to be keeping it up in the air as much as they can. But the catch is they have a clothespin that is clipped somewhere on their shirt or something like that, right? And the goal is to grab someone else's clothespin while you're pushing your balloon up in the air. So like everyone's kind of concentrating on their own balloon. You're trying to grab one of the other clothespins. If they catch you trying to grab that clothespin, then you don't get to keep going with it. But if you successfully grab it without them really noticing, then you get to yell thank you and put it on your clothes, okay? And so the goal is to obviously not have the person that you're grabbing it from realize what you're doing, right? And then the funny part is just saying thank you, because we're talking about gratitude, right? And so have them do that a few times, maybe clip it to like the back of their shirt, so where it's really hard for them to notice if someone's doing it, especially with the older kids. The younger ones, you can probably do it on the side and it would work too, whatever works. This next activity page, you're opening 2, you have some say thanks activity pages like this. And what they're doing is they're basically just drawing pictures in a thank you way for them to give to someone else as a shout out, if you will. And so have them draw a picture of like something that someone has done for them before that they want to say thank you for, something like that. And then they can take those home and give it to whoever they want to give a shout out to, okay? And have them think beyond, just like their family members if they can, and maybe think a little bit deeper into maybe some friends, or it could be like a coach or a teacher or whatever it may be, right? So have them think a little bit beyond if they can. Then we're going off to the Bible story, and the Bible story today is from Luke chapter 17, 11 through 19, which you guys will look up in just a little bit. But with this, it's Jesus heals 10 men. So what happens is they're walking into Jerusalem, and 10 men approach Jesus and his disciples. And these 10 men all have leprosy. They all have that nasty skin disease, right? And Jesus actually heals all 10 men and tells them to go, show themselves to the priest or whatever. And as they're walking, they get healed and all this stuff. They get to the priest, and then one of them comes back and finds Jesus and thanks him for healing all of them, right? But only one came back, and Jesus, was very praised that this man came back and thanked him for it. And so it's thanking God for the things that he does and the things that he's done for us, okay? And made a good example of the one who did thank him, which is why we're making this, into a story about giving thanks, if you will. So this next activity, what you're going to do is you're going to have a story time activity page, and you're going to want to open your Bibles to the actual Bible story, and then you're going to give each one of the children one of these cards. They don't need to show this card to anyone else, but what they're going to do is try to reenact the card after you read through the story at least once. Okay, so read through it once just normally, and then as you go through this, the different kids will tell the different stories in different ways. And you can have a timer on your phone or whatever, and set the timer to whatever timer it is for that specific card that the child has, and then they're able to do whatever it may be using the things that they have. So yeah, do that. It'll be a lot of fun. Then you have some good discussion questions that go along with that one as well. And then you have a little thank you for ... activity page cards. These are other things that they can brainstorm on things that they are thankful for. And so go ahead and have them actually make some more little cards of different things that they can be thankful for to give out to people. And so if they're doing that first activity and you want to also caveat with them with hey, we have another activity where you're going to give away some cards. Don't make this one for multiple, make this one can be multiple instead, right? So they're going to be able to take these cards and give them away as thank you shout outs. Okay, your next one is the Find the Verse activity page, and you have two different copies of this page. So you can split your group up into two teams, and one set is in a different color than the other set. So like, let's say you have a white version of the piece of paper and then a purple version, right? Then you have a purple team and a white team. And what you're doing is you're hiding these little cards that are all over the room. And the goal is to find their team's cards and put the verse in order as fast as they can. And so, yeah, have a lot of fun with that. That'll be really good as they work on the memory verse with that. And there's a couple of different things at the bottom of that as well. Now, on your prayer time, you have different things that are like, okay, you're kind of breaking down the verse into a prayer. And so like the first one is like, give thanks to the Lord, right? So what can we can thank God in prayer. What are some things that you were thankful for today? And so pray as you are breaking down the memory verse in this activity. In the next one, because for he is good, right? We can thank God for being good. What are some things that we can say about God, and then break down those in prayer as well. So basically it's just like a way to pray as we break down the actual memory verse that we're doing. And that's it for this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for all that you guys do. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.